Hello guys, welcome to the London Classic Car Show. They've got some amazing cars this year from what I've seen on social media. Let's go around and take a look. Here we have what I think is probably one of the star cars of the show, the Mercedes 125 Grand Prix car from 1937, one of the original Silver Arrow cars. This car is absolutely stunning, and for those of you who don't know, you're probably wondering why I'm looking at a car from 1937. This car was capable of doing 198 miles an hour. Think about that for a second. 198 miles an hour in 1937. Here we have the Diablo GT, one of the rarest variants of the Diablo. Although this car looks similar to your standard car, it's actually very different. The entire body is made from carbon fiber except for the doors and the roof. The roof scoop is different to your standard SV, which was the other Diablo variant that had a roof scoop. The front track is wider than your standard car. And of course you got the giant air intakes in the front as well as the front bonnet. I was just walking past this GT40 replica and look at the price on it. £125,000 for a replica. That's insane. I've come to the auction part of the show and there's a yellow Testarossa which is extremely rare, and the price on this one is £80,000 to £90,000. Let's go and take a look at some other cars that are for sale. Here we have a 456 GT in a manual right-hand drive car, which is quite unusual. This is one of the cars up for auction today, and the price is actually reasonable compared to most Ferraris at £35,000 to £40,000. I managed to get into a 456 and just take a look around, and you've got the classic Ferrari gated shifter here. How cool is that? What a lot of people don't know about the 456 is that the back end of the car has active aero. We've come to the Ferrari Club UK at the show. They've got some really nice classics here. Let's go and take a look. This is an extremely rare 550 Maranello with Michael Schumacher options. Michael Schumacher wanted a 550 with Formula 1 inspiration, so this is how he wanted it spec'd, and some were offered to customers. Let's take a look at the difference between the standard car and this one. This one's got a rollover cage, as you can see here, carbon back seats, race harness, and the absolutely stunning manual gearbox. As part of this year's show, they're celebrating 40 years of the Audi Quattro, and they got some of the variants here. The original was this 1981 10-valve version. Later on, they produced this 20-valve version, which had more power and was capable of doing 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds. The S4 is the most extreme version of the Audi Quattro. They produce between 700 to 800 brake horsepower, almost the same as a Formula 1 car, and in terms of acceleration and speed, they were pretty much as fast as a Formula 1 car of the period. Things became so insane with these cars that eventually they had to be banned. As always, Joe McLaren has bought some pretty cool Ferraris. First one here is this Enzo with its hood open. Let's go and take a look at the engine. Here we have this 6-litre V12 Enzo engine producing 651 brake horsepower. The gearbox is inspired by Formula 1 as well as the pushrod suspension. Behind the Enzo we have a 512BB, which is a really cool Ferrari. Next to it is a 328 GTS and an extremely rare F355 challenge car. Just over 100 of these were made. And this one's road legal, and right next to that is the F50. Here's something I haven't seen before, a Ferrari 308 GTS powered by an electric motor, over 500 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. On the other side of Joe McLaren we've got Giancarlo Fisichella Benetton from the early 2000s, and just look how simple it is compared to modern Formula 1 cars. One of the things you can look at just to compare it to modern Formula 1 cars is the barge board. That's it. That's your barge board. And if you want to take a look at the 2019 and 2020 Formula 1 cars, just look how complicated the barge board has become. Early on we saw the Benetton from the early 2000s, and I was talking about how aerodynamics have changed over the years. Here's the 2018 car, and just look at the barge boards here. Look how complicated they've become. This is on the latest McLaren from 2018. Here we have the 300 SL Roadster, one of the most iconic cars of all time. The Goldwing, of course, is even more iconic, but in period, the Roadster was more in demand. Here we have something that's unique and very special, a Bentley Gibbs. It looks like an old car, especially with these wire wheels on it, but it's actually a modern car capable of doing over 180 miles an hour, and depending on the gearing, it can even do 200 apparently. It's absolutely stunning. It's completely handmade. Here we have a Dallara Stradale, a track-focused car finished in a stunning green carbon weave. Here's the close-up. Dallara are famous for producing race cars, including Haas's Formula 1 car, and this is a track car which is road legal. So I forgot to do an outro for my video, so here it is. I hope you enjoyed the London Classic Car Show, and I'll see you next time. Bye.